EB004 Summative Assessment Quiz NURS 5052. Essentials of Evidence-Based Practice EB004 Critical Appraisal, Evaluation Summary, and Synthesis of Evidence. Overview. For this performance task assessment, you will critically appraise peer-reviewed articles related to a clinical question or interest, and based on the critical appraisal of the articles, recommend best practice that emerges from the research. Your response to this assessment should reflect the criteria provided in the rubric. Adhere to the required assignment length. This assessment requires submission of 2 documents, a completed critical appraisal worksheet, and an evidence-based practice recommendation response. Save your files as EB004 Appraisal First Initial Last Name and EB004 EBP First Initial Last Name. You may submit a draft of your assignment to the Turnitin Draft Check area to check for authenticity. When you are ready to upload your completed assessment, use the Assessment tab on the top navigation menu. Instructions. Access the following to complete this assessment: Critical Appraisal Worksheet. Before submitting your assessment, carefully review the rubric. This is the same rubric the assessor will use to evaluate your submission, and it provides detailed criteria describing how to achieve or master the competency. Many students find that understanding the requirements of the assessment and the rubric criteria help them direct their focus and use their time most productively. Part 1. Critical Appraisal of Research. Identify a clinical issue of interest that can form the basis of a clinical inquiry. Develop a PICO question to address this clinical issue of interest. Using the keywords from the PICO question, search at least 4 different databases in the Walden Library to identify at least 4 relevant peer-reviewed articles at the systematic reviews level. Conduct a critical appraisal of the 4 peer-reviewed articles you selected by completing the Critical Appraisal Worksheet. Be sure to include an evaluation table. Part 2. Evidence-Based Best Practices. Based on your appraisal, recommend a best practice that emerges from the research you reviewed. In a 1 to 2 page narrative, address the following. Explain the best practice that emerged, justifying your proposal with APA citations for the evidence-based research that you reviewed. Please contact Nursing Assignments Pro for help with EB004 Summative Assessment or any other assignment. Email nursingassignmentsprofessor@gmail.com.